Hi, welcome to the teardown video. So in this video we're going to go over how to do a proper teardown. But before we begin, let's go over the reports that we like you guys to have before actually physically tearing down the booth. So our first worksheet or report here is going to be our teardown instructions. So it's similar, it's basically the same thing like our setup instructions, except we did it for the teardown as well. What I suggest for you guys is to kind of split it off with your teammate or your coworker. So one of them takes half of it and your other partner takes the other half, and just kind of go down it like a checklist. And as you can see here, we've kind of put little checks or crosses there to signify that we've completed that task. The next report's going to be your work order, and that should be pretty filled out by this time. So this is actually really a fresh one for the beginning of the show, but you'll see a lot of tick marks here. You're going to want to gather that report because we're going to be faxing it later here shortly. Our next report is going to be our end of show counts and reporting. Throughout the show, hopefully, whoever the rep's been working at the booth has been filling this out. If not, then, just take a quick look around the booth to make sure there are no busts, earring racks, or any other fixtures that are damaged. If they are damaged, this is the place to put them. This report's going to be faxed over to us as well. Our next report is going to be our setup and teardown report. Now, we've already filled out this top portion, at least hopefully it's already filled out, so there should be a lot of stuff right here. So that's not what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the bottom half right here. This half, you want to save till the end of the show when everything's been tore down, and you want to fill out to make sure, it's kind of another checklist. You're going to make sure that you have it completed as well, because this is going to be faxed over to us as well. This is going to be your door count report. So hopefully whoever's been working the AM shift as well as the PM shift, they've been filling this out. And this kind of gives us, as well as your manager, immediate manager, an idea of the amount of traffic that's been coming into that Costco. And then our final report is going to be our damage report. Hopefully this will be clean just like this at the end of the show. That'd be a perfect condition. But, unfortunately things get broken, so you're probably going to see a few things here. And this is where you kind of fill it out. If there's something that dropped on the floor, or maybe something got stolen, this is where you place it. So you want to gather this report, your door count report, your end of show counts reporting, your work order, as well as your teardown, setup and teardown report, because these documents you're going to eventually fax over to us. And that fax number can be seen in two places. It can be seen on the top left of the work order, and you also can find that fax number at the top of the door count report as well. Just in case whoever was working the booth didn't place the contents of the refill box inside the backstock tote, we just wanted to send a quick reminder just to check one last time to make sure all the contents are out of the refill box and placed back into the backstock tote. Once that's been completed, just discard this box. We have no need for it. There's typically a recycle box area in front of Costco. I suggest just taking that box and just placing it over there. So as you can see here, I have my teardown report here, so I'm just kind of going to go off of this for the sake of the video, and this is something I suggest for you as well. Right now we're going to locate box number 8, and that box is right here, and within this box we're going to place our two backstock totes here, which are located right underneath your checkout area. Now this is really important. Before you start placing these backstock gray totes in box number 8, you want to do a check around the booth to make sure there's no jewelry kind of scattered around. I know that I've worked many shows, and I'm sure some of you as well. You're going to place a lot of jewelry, kind of just place it around here. Just do a quick view, see if there is anything there. Take it and then place it back in your backstock tote before you place it in here, because once you place it in here, you don't want to create extra work for yourself and then have to take this out, place jewelry in there, and then put it back in there.
When you begin your teardown of your jewelry, you want to start by organizing by towers. Stay within your towers so that when you go to package your stuff and put it away, it actually flows better for you and it makes sense when you're doing the boxes. Start with box number 7. This one's labeled right there for you. And what you want to do is you want to open your box, and everything you're going to need for your teardown of each tower that would be included inside this box is already in the box for you. So you'll have extra packing material. Just set that aside for you to use later when you need to cover the top. And then inside each one of these little containers are the actual bubble wrap bags that you'll need for your jewelry. So what you want to do is, since this is box number 7, you'll look at your guide and see which towers fit in within this box and where they actually go inside. So in this tower, in this display, you'll have riser towers 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to start with tower number 10. And what you want to do is you want to take the actual bubble wrap bags that are inside. They open up really nicely for you. And all you have to do is take your individual bust, undo the back, take off the earrings, slide it inside, make sure that it's side up like that, toss in your earrings, and then you're going to place it where it's appropriate. So this was from tower number 10. We'll look at our diagram. Tower number 10, 8, 9, and 10 go in this one right here, and you'll just slide that in. As you continue the process, you're going to come across some additional fixtures that, when you go through your towers, may not be the same as just a plain standard folding white bust. So I'm going to show you what to do with each one of those. When you get to your Milan towers, you'll have bracelet bars, and what you want to do is just simply take that, cover it with some bubble wrap, and then inside of each box you've got a flap, and you're going to find inside that flap little rubber bands. So cut nicely and organized for you, and you'll just continue that process and wrap each individual item. You'll also come across some medium full busts. It's really easy. You just want to take a piece of bubble wrap, put it on top, take a rubber band, and secure that piece with it. You'll also find folding tall white busts. Same thing, unhinge the back, take a piece of bubble wrap, place it on top, rubber band as well. And then finally you'll have little signs that are around your booth. This one is an example of your Swarovski Crystallized Elements block. You just want to make sure to put it inside a little bubble wrap bag, and that way it helps protect and seal it so that there aren't any damages along the way.
So first we're going to have the new ring case here. What you want to do is just take the top of this from underneath, just place it on there nice and gently, and you take a good size amount of bubble wrap, and you want to wrap this completely around. Then once it's wrapped around, you're going to want to take a rubber band, and you're going to put a rubber band around that. Now, we want a rubber band because we don't want tape, because tape the adhesive will stick to a lot of other things that are going to be inside the box, and that's just going to cause a lot more damages that we want. So please just use a rubber band for everyone's sake, because this is going to go to another show as well. So for the next thing, we're going to talk about our earrings. So for these, you want to just take off the earrings right off of them, and you want to place them in their separate bag, like so. And then you want to take their fixtures or their stands, and they have their own bag as well, and you want to place them like so. The next thing we're going to talk about are these large busts. So for these busts, leave the necklace or pendant on there, and what you do is you just take a single piece of bubble wrap compared to the bubble wrap where you open it up. This is just a single piece, and you want to just put it over like so. Take a rubber band, one of the large ones, and then just wrap it up like so. Just like that. The next thing are the bracelets. Leave the bracelets on there, and you want to take one of the bags, the bubble wrap bags, that have actually like a slot inside of them, they open up, and just grab them like so, and then place them inside. Really simple. For the 3x3 boxes that were sorted along your table here, just unwrap them like so, fold them, or put the lid back on, and then you're going to place them just like that. Just the same way as if you were taking them out. And then for the wine stoppers, you're going to want to take some bubble wrap. You're going to just lay the wine stopper right on there and just roll it up like so. And then you're going to take some tape. What I suggest is either, if you haven't packaged it up, the Scotch tape that was in your checkout bin, but if you don't have access to that anymore, just take some of the packaging tape out and then just put a little sliver right here. And then there's actually a bigger bag. It's a sandwich sized bag, and you're going to want to take all your wine stoppers and place them inside that bag, which will be placed inside your box as well. So next we're going to show you the candy dishes. So for these, you want to take a piece of plastic, or I'm sorry, bubble wrap, and you're going to want to separate these. So this is pretty important. You don't want to wrap these together like so, because if during shipping there's vibrations and the FedEx person is going to be tossing this box around. So you want to separate them when you wrap them. So you're going to wrap them like so. So as you can see, I've wrapped only one half, then place the other half like so, and then wrap that like that. Now this is actually a big piece of bubble wrap, so I'm not sure if it's going to fit inside this box, so you want to find a piece that will fit inside this box. This may though. So once you've wrapped it up, you want to place it in there and then shut the lid on there. So obviously I have this piece is a little bit too big, so just get a little bit smaller piece of bubble wrap and then shut the lid. It should fit pretty snug in there. And you want to apply the same concept to the paperweight, so wrap this in bubble wrap as well. And then you want to place it in here just like you did the candy dish as well. And you want to apply the same concept to our heart-shaped ornaments as well. So you just want to wrap these up in bubble wrap as well. Or if you can find one with a slot, if you have an extra one, like so. And then that way you can just place it in here. And then you're going to place it inside this box that it came from. So obviously this is going to be too big too, but if you can find some bubble wrap that's a little bit smaller and just wrap it up, and then you're going to place it within inside the box that it came from. So now I'm going to just show you a quick example of wrapping up a pendant board. Now for the sake of this video, I'm not going to wrap up each individual pendant here, but I will show you an example of one. So for this example, you're going to want to go to the back of the pendant board. All the baggies for the pendant are going to be located here. You're going to want to take one of those baggies, and then you're going to take the pendant off the pendant board, and then you're going to place it within inside the baggie, and then just shut it. Now, just like the example earlier with the bag for the wine stoppers, there should be another bag, about a sandwich-sized bag, a little bit bigger, maybe like a gallon size, and all of these are going to go inside that bag. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the legs off the back of here, or at least fold them down. So you just lift that up, and then this is going to fold down, and then you're going to place that sandwich bag right here, and then there's going to be saran wrap, which we have some right here, and you're going to saran wrap those two items together. And you want to make it nice and snug because, of course, you don't want anything to come loose and then fall off to the side of the box or anything to break inside as well. So that is the pendant board and just a few other miscellaneous items. So for this example, I'm going to show you the earring rack here. I'm not going to fully wrap it up, but I guess the best is what I'm going to do is just kind of describe it for you. So the saran wrap that we use for the pendant board, which is laying right next to it, we're going to take that saran wrap and we're going to wrap this whole thing around. You want to get it nice and tight because these things will fall down. That's okay, they do, but we just don't want them to fall like out of the package. So you want to wrap this up nice and tight with all the earrings on there. Then you want to get a nice large or a nice quantity of bubble wrap. And then you want to bubble wrap this around the whole thing. So once again, there's saran wrap and then there's bubble wrap. And then once you get the bubble wrap around there, you want to get about, I would say about 3 of these large rubber bands. And then you want to place these rubber bands over the wrapped product. So this is just kind of a visual aid to help you guys out there when you're in the field. But you want to get a rubber band up here, maybe another one down here, and then maybe the final one on the bottom right here. So that way it doesn't shift around.
As you can see, we've completed box number 7. So, 7. Okay, so what you want to do now is inside here, it's separated by towers. So you've got towers 8, 9, and 10. Your single riser towers, which has some special elements in there, such as an earring wrap. We'll show you how to wrap those up in a little bit later. And then you'll also have your Milan section right here. So you've completed your jewelry, and now all you should have left are the empty risers and single riser towers. What you want to do with those is you're going to take them, simply unfold, and then you're going to fold them inside to each other. One in, one out. So once you have them all stacked up, and you've done that process for the entire table, for what would be included in this particular box, you're going to wrap them up, and then you're going to individually package them so that they stay within the box. So you'll have, for this box, you'll have a total of 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 risers. So you should have towers, the 3 for tower number 10, 3 for tower number 9, 3 for tower number 8, and then a single riser, single riser, single riser. Take them, set them on top of your box, and then as you can notice there's some wiggle room left, right? So you've got some extra packaging. So what you want to do is that extra packaging you set and put aside later or earlier, take it, fill it back in, and secure your box so that nothing wiggles around while it's shipping. Once everything's secure, you're going to want to fold the actual box back up, and you'll take a piece of packaging tape, tape it around the sides and around the edges, make sure everything is secure, and you're good to go. Continue that process for the remaining towers and tables that you have left. So you'll have box number 6, which is going to be your actual tower with the individual Murano towers, and then you'll have box number 5, which is going to be for your front table.
So now we're going to start packing away box number 4. In box number 4 is the banner, and if you remember that this is actually coming from the front of your booth. We've already taken it out or from the booth to show you. So just roll it up, but I'm sorry, I forgot. Before you roll it up, you want to take off the clips that were in the corners that held it up. So take those off, and then you want to roll this up. Once it is rolled, you just want to get the banner tube out and just place it in there. Now what else goes in there are going to be your clips as well, which I've taken off right here. You want to take the little bag and you want to place the clips inside there. And then you want to seal it up, and then you want to place this bag inside here. So that way it stays together, it doesn't get lost in transport. So just set that to the side. Next, I will show you the lamp, or not the lamps, the mirror. So you should have 2 mirrors. Hopefully they didn't break during the show. Just close up the mirrors like so. And then you want to take some plastic or bubble wrap, and you want to wrap it. And unfortunately I don't have any rubber bands around here with me, but then you want to take a rubber band and then wrap it like so. So then you'll get 2 of these rubber banded, plastic wrap, and then stacked like this. So now we have our acrylic signs. For these, they have their own box. I'll show you. So as you can see, they have their own little slots for the signs. And we also have added padding so they don't get damaged during transport. So what you want to do is just take these signs and just slide them in like so. So now I have all the signs in here. Pretty simple. And you just want to close this box up Put some tape right there, and this is also going to go into box number 4. So we'll set that to the side. So as you can see from this table, there's a lot going on here. All these items are going to go into box number 4, but before they go into box number 4, we're going to want to place them into our checkout bin, or at least majority of these items. So now we're going to pack up our checkout bin here, and right in front of me I have all of our items that are going to be placed in here. One of the more important items that you want to take out before actually packing up is going to be this guy here. The reason for that is because you're going to be using this packaging tape to tape up all the boxes once you're finished. And what I recommend is to leave box number 4 to be your last box to tape up, so that way you actually have full usage of this tape. So you're going to have some extra tissue paper here. Just take the tissue paper, or if you have any extra inventory out of here that's already in there, just place the rest into here. Then you just want to set it in here in this checkout bin. Next, you want to take all the documents that are to be faxed to us, set them to the side, and you're going to want to take the clipboard, set it in the checkout bin. I'm going to take the training manual, set that inside as well. Take your extra business cards, set them inside. You want to take your collectibles signs, and you want to set them on your little toolkit, which has your post-its, your stamps, your pens. Take a rubber band and just wrap it on top of there, like so. You're going to want to set that inside. You're going to want to take kind of your little desk thing where you put your pens and your sticky notes. You want to set that inside. Your name badges, set them inside as well. Your return clock, in case you use the restroom, you're going to want to set that inside. And then finally, you're going to want to take this guy right here, and it's eventually going to go in here. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what order you kind of put this all in there, but ultimately you want everything to fit inside here. So, you know, feel free to rearrange it whichever best way you feel. There's no special order that you need to, but I suggest just putting the bulk items at the bottom, because it's going to be a lot easier for when you put the lid on top there. And once again, save the tape, the packaging tape, to the side so that you can wrap up all the other boxes, and then when you get to box number 4, actually physically putting it all together and taping it up, just take a good sized sliver of this, probably about that big, so that way you can finish taping up the box. And of course you want to cut off a piece of it and leave that to the side, and then you're going to want to take this reel here and you're going to want to place it back in here too. And that is it for the checkout bin. So now we're going to package up our lamps into our box here. This is our lamp box, and I already have one pre-packaged in there. And we're going to take this box, and once the lamps are in there, we're going to close it off, and then we're going to place it into our box number 4. So, pretty simple. You just want to wrap up the cord here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up the cord. Do you want me to roll with this?
Yeah.
Do you want...
I'm over it. Just keep going.
Oh, that's why you can use that first half. That's why I paused just before I hit this.
Okay, so now that you've finished your jewelry and you've gone through and packaged up all the different display elements that are not included in your jewelry boxes, you've put them inside box number 4. So just to kind of quickly recap, you'll have in here your banner, your mirrors, any additional packaging that wasn't used during the actual show, your checkout supply bin, and your lamps. When you get to this box, you're going to want to leave a few things out. So for example, things that you're going to need to finish and complete your teardown. One of the important things is your paperwork. So all that documents that you'll need to fax at the end of the event, keep them and put them aside. You're going to want to keep out your actual teardown instructions because you're following these step by step, so that way if you need to reference them for any additional steps, you still have them. Keep out your show packet. This is where you're going to put all the additional paperwork when you're done faxing it to us. but additionally it'll have any of your actual pickup slips that you use during the event rubber banded by day and stuck inside. And finally, once you're all done with that, you're going to have your manila envelope. This may or may not be filled with previous location show packets. So once you've got all your documents faxed to us, you're going to stick it inside with all the rest of the remaining documents that may be inside of here. But you want to leave all this out so that you can finish your process. You still have to take down your tables, your table covers, and you still have to do your faxing. So let's get that stuff done. We'll show you how to do that, and then we can show you where to put this when you're done. If we get to your tables and you still have some of these little signs left up, your event date range signs, you can go ahead and take them off and throw them in the trash. Obviously your event has ended, so trash they can go. You're going to take your tables, and what you want to do is you want to take your table covers off. Each one of your tablecloths have little tiny feet. Check them out, take them right off. They slide right up and over. There'll be one on each side. You're going to lift up your table cover. Lift it up from the other side, and then fold it inside to each other, fold it in half, fold it one more time, and one last time. It's really important to keep those folded nicely. The reason is because someone else is going to get them next, and you want to make sure that they stay in good condition. You'll go around, collect all of your table covers for each one of your 7 tables, and you're going to stick those table covers inside of the plastic bag that you still have. Okay. You're going to stick them inside, and then once you've collected all 7, you'll put that right inside box number 4. Okay, so now we're moving on to your actual tables. What we've done for you to help with the process is we've created little instructions on how to set them up and take them down, and they're right on top. I'm going to show you how to do it so that you have a reference. The first thing you want to do is if your table has hinges, unhinge them. Flip your table over, one more time, grab your hinges, bend them in, do it on the next side. And then, see these 2 little inner parts? They need to fold back in. So hold them down. And this you got to get kind of crafty, or grab the other person who's working with you. But fold them in. I tend to do one side at a time. Slide it in. And fold your leg down. Flip it back around. Do that same process again. Flip it in. And fold it up. So now what you want to do is you want to put these back inside your boxes. I like to rehinge them so that they don't get caught in the way and you can kind of close them off and seal. But you're going to grab your table boxes. And those are your table boxes number 1, 2, and 3. Inside box number 1, you're going to have 3 tables. Inside 2 and 3, there's 2. They should all have little dividers so no tables should touch each other ever. That just kind of helps with keeping it nice and secure while it's shipping. Slide it in. Fold in your table and secure it with tape. Make sure that they're nice and tight so that way there's no wiggle room while you go. Okay, so you finished your setup process. You faxed in all your documents. You now filled out your paperwork, anything that had to be done, taken any photos that you needed to take. Tossed in your envelope into your actual manila folder. Sealed it up. Everything should be inside box number 4. If you needed to secure it further so that it didn't wiggle around, make sure you put some extra packaging inside. You're going to have these nice little window labels. You only need 7. Wait, how many boxes are there? Okay, you'll need 8. So what you want to do is count out your 8 that you need. You got 8 right here. Any extras you can put back inside. But you're going to finish taking up box number 4 now that everything's in there. And you're going to slide these little window boxes on each individual box. It's nice because they have some already pre-adhesive sides. Slap it on one, slap it on the other. Your box should be sealed by now. And what you'll do is you'll put your labels inside of each one of these little windows. And that just kind of secures them in. Okay, so you have your window label on, and one of the things that I always recommend is that everything is appropriately sealed with tape. The reason being is that if these labels come off in transit, although we do leave a little note for them to return it to us if it's lost, However, that'd be bad for the next location because they'd call us and they'd send it back to us, but it's not going to get to where it needs to be. So make sure that you not only tape the label on and that it's secure, but you tape your boxes closed as well. Everything needs to be secure so that if something happens in FedEx and the truck rolls over, it's still going to be just fine. Okay, so this is a great example of how to secure a table box, or any box for that matter, with tape. Both sides are covered, the middle is closed and sealed. If there was any old labels that were stuck on here, they've been covered so that FedEx won't rescan them. And now, you can put your new labels on. You've got all your 8 boxes, they're good to go. Take them back to receiving. You should be all set. Okay, so never put them on a pallet. The reason being is that if you put something on a pallet, receiving automatically assumes that it's being shipped via FedEx Freight. However, we ship FedEx Ground. You'll have shipping instructions to follow. Those will come from your direct manager. And other than that, you should be all done. Make sure your area is cleaned up and picked up. We want to leave it how we got it. If you got it dirty, clean it up anyways. And have a great day. That's the end of your teardown.